if they can trip up Florida State, there's no way they can fire him, right?
They probably won't. And then next season, the same thing's going to happen, and everyone's going to hate him again. So,
Beat your two biggest rivals, save your job. Come on.
Whatever works for you, bro.
Whatevs. What also works for me is the World Series. The Giants beat the Royals 4-3. No, that really sucks because I was rooting for the Royals.
Yeah, I was going to say, it works for you, really?
I wanted nice things to happen, but Madison Bumgarner is my new favorite country-ass dude who just does not give an F and is so chill.
It's he's pretty freaking awesome. I liked him. I'm not like the hugest baseball fan. I don't pay attention outside of the Astros much, which the Astros, okay, fine, whatever. But I saw when Madison Bumgarner and the Giants were playing the Dodgers earlier this season, and Yasiel Puig, I think the ball hit him or got close to hitting him or whatever, and Madison Bumgarner just immediately drops his glove and starts walking over there and saying, "Let's go!" He doesn't give a damn. He was ready to fight Yasiel Puig right then and there. And ever since then, you pay attention to Madison Bumgarner, that dude is clutch. He will win everything. He pitches like with the focus that I don't know if I've ever seen that focus before.
Yeah, especially in postseason, because regular season he's kind of a marginal, and he has this big left-handed pitcher, but postseason, lights out.
Yeah.
And
good times.
He's only 25 years old, and he's already got 3 World Series rings, World Series MVP. He was also NLCS MVP this year, and it's just nuts.
It is. Yeah, he's just a pretty amazing dude, so I don't know.
Plus he chugged 6 beers at a time celebrating. Hello.
I know. That was so – there's like all pouring all of it. That was just, a great video, I guess.
Also some great video. San Francisco riots afterwards. What's your takes on just cities rioting after championship or losing a championship?
Well, it's dumb. Rioting is stupid. You could just sit at home and drink. Why do you have to riot? I don't understand.
Well, see, the thing is, I think people who do riot just use the sports team winning or losing a championship as an excuse because they're just bad people in the first place.
Yeah. They just wanted an opportunity to be bad.
Yeah, like half the people in the riots probably didn't even know if the Giants won or lost. Let's be honest.
Right. They don't care. They just saw, hey, there's mayhem. Let's go be a part of it.
I'm mayhem. Your girl's not strapped into your car. And without Allstate, you could be paying for this because I'm Dean Guy or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that didn't go over well, but what did go over well was the Chevy dude giving MVP Madison Bumgarner the Chevy truck. Rick with 2 Ks, baby, just stuttering John up there and then handing off this brand new Chevy with technology and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that was cool. I didn't really even see it. I just kind of heard about it. My life is very busy these days. When we started this,
it's in the zeitgeist.
Let me just say, when we started this whole thing, I didn't have a job, and I was bored with life, and a new podcast sounded like a great idea, and it is a great idea. It's so much fun. I love it. But the time I can devote to actually seeing things that don't directly affect my life has just shrunk immensely. So my apologies that I don't know more about this.
No, hey, that's okay, because I always send you the relative links in the show prep, and then you never look at them.
I do.
Behind the curtain. Behind the curtain.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
The NBA is back there.
It sure is. Hey, guess whose NBA team is 4-0? This chick.
Well, what's your NBA team? Obviously Memphis, the Grizzlies, correct?
Obviously. No.
Yeah. Now, are the Rockets actually going to be any good?
Well, there's no reason they shouldn't be.
Or are they going to end up 4-78?
No, as long as they can keep playing defense, they should be actually outstanding in a very, very tough Western Conference. So it's exciting.
Now, full disclosure, I didn't even know what division the Timberwolves were in.
Oh.
Because I followed the NBA like really closely as a kid, as I feel like a lot of kids really like the NBA, probably because of like the individual superstars. It's very well marketed, and it's a superstar league in the NBA. You know, one guy can carry a franchise, as LeBron has shown before.
And many teams actually have 3 guys these days in the NBA because of the way the salary cap is structured and everything. So, yeah, I mean, the competition's great. The NBA is just fun. I don't know nearly as much about basketball and their salary cap and how everything's structured as much as I do the NFL, but it's just an exciting game. And as my friend Desiree says, it really doesn't matter. You can play the whole game, and if either team is within 20 points of the other, all you need to watch is the last 5 minutes of the NBA because that's when all the action happens.
The last 2 minutes of an NBA game take as long as the first 3 quarters.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because with all the timeouts and
the fouling. The fouling. Oh, my God, the fouling is atrocious. But it's basically become part of the strategy.
And it is also kind of exciting because LeBron went back to Cleveland. K-Love, my boy up here in Minnesota, we traded his ass, and we got Andrew Wiggins, and pretty excited about that. Thaddeus Young. And, I don't know, LeBron loses their home debut to Carmelo and the Knicks, which was kind of funny because the Knicks are going to be garbage this year. And then they turn around and get a win over Derrick Rose and the Bulls. And I don't know.
Well, I mean, there are 82 games, so there's a lot of game to play.
Yeah, the NBA season really doesn't start until Christmas.
The NBA season typically doesn't start to me until football season is over, I'll be honest. I mean, I watch it and I cheer for my team, but I don't pay attention to other teams as much until football's done. And then that's when all the crazy action starts, in my opinion.
Because you follow hockey with the Houston hockey team.
Nothing. Well, there's nothing.
Oh, do you cheer for the Stars?
Actually, I have when I was younger. That was my first hockey team was the Stars because my very best friend in college, her father, they were from Minnesota, and Minnesota North Stars became the Dallas Stars.
Oh, yeah, don't say.
And they had, you may know that, but many people I bet do not. And so he cheered for the Dallas Stars, and they took me to a few games, and I really fell in love with hockey. Hockey is awesome. And then I moved to California, and I lived within like 30 miles of San Jose and became a Sharks fan. And I renounced my Dallas fandom because screw Dallas.
The Timberwolves are in the Northwest Division, by the way.
The Northwest? Oh.
Yeah, I was unaware. Without looking, what division are the Rockets in?
Southwest.
Damn it. God.
We're always in the Southwest. I mean, if you're being geographically honest, we're in the Southwest.
I suppose. Just a random question. If football never existed, what would be your passionate sport? So no NFL, no college football, no high school football, no pee-wee football, no lingerie football, nothing. No football ever existed. What would be your sport?
Probably due to accessibility, it would be basketball. If it were more accessible to me, hockey for sure. Because hockey, I mean, I like contact sports. And yet, basketball, there's contact, but it's not like contact.
And then there's a
hockey,
flap. Oh!
Right. Oh, someone took a shoulder to the chest. Ooh, that hurt. My elbow's broken.
It's all the Euros coming over after they grew up learning soccer and then coming to the NBA and then, oh!
That too. Good point. I never really thought about it that way.
I took an elbow to the chest, and now I'm deceased.
But hockey is like contact. It's like punch you in the face contact. And that's fun. It's inherent in the game. It's part of the game that fights happen, and you try to take out the other guy's captain. And it's just part of the backstory of every hockey match, hockey game, hockey match, whatever. But hockey is not unlike soccer. And so I think that's why, I don't know, hockey is easy to understand. There's a few things that I still don't get about it because I never followed it closely growing up. But overall, it's you put the puck, whatever, into the goal and you score points. And it's just not that difficult to understand the rules of hockey.
Plus the goal sound thing is awesome.
Yeah. And it's also very metal, hockey is. Like, if you go to a hockey game, I've been to hockey games in probably 4 different places, and they play a lot of metal music, which is fun for me. I like that about it.
Is that what's important to you, Claire?
They play metal. Hey, I saw Slayer on Halloween. How cool is that? Slayer.
Now, for people who don't know, including myself, what is Slayer?
You don't know what a Slayer is?
No.
Slayer is probably the most prolific metal band of all time.
Are they better than Sum 41?
Completely different. Depends on what your definition of
Are
better
they more metal
is.
than Sugar Ray?
Slightly. They have everything is like that deals with Slayer has to do with death and war and yeah. Their major first album was Rain in Blood. It's major. That's pretty freaking metal.
All right, so making the smooth segue from Claire's Killing Your Mom music preference with Slayer, going from Slayer to a very endearing story about Lauryn Hill. If you haven't heard of her, she's not the former singer for the Fugees, but she is a 19-year-old freshman at Mount St. Joseph, which is a small university in the Cincinnati area. Fortunately, she was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, and she has weeks to live currently at best. And her dream was to play in a college basketball game. Mount St. Mary's petitioned the NCAA to let them move their season opener up 2 weeks. They moved the game to Xavier Arena as everyone wanted to come out and show their support. And wouldn't you know, on the opening tip, Mount St. Joseph controlled it, got the ball to Lauryn Hill, scoop and score a nice little layup, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. It was honestly a very beautiful moment, and it's what sports, the beautiful part about sports. And I know this year that we've had a bunch of terrible, terrible sports stories, but this one is all good.
Yeah, I mean, for a collegiate program to basically gift this young with this opportunity in the final days of her life, I mean, it's kind of, yeah. And her happiness is just, it's astounding, and it's just the sweetest thing ever. And then, of course, LeBron James comes out and gives her all the support on, I guess it was on Twitter, and it's just a great story. I'm sorry, it was on Instagram that he said that. And there were 10,000 people at the game. I mean, it really couldn't have been more real for her, honestly. And so it's just exciting to see what people do to make other people feel good whenever they're facing something awful.
Yeah, and I saw in the news segment that she was being interviewed, and they asked her, with all these terrible headaches and sensitivity to light that she has and the fatigue, why does she keep showing up at these early morning practices and busting her butt with her teammates? And she just said, I didn't want to let anybody down. So in her final days, she's still thinking about other people, which is...
Isn't that sweet?
It is.
Just a good story. I mean, ultimately, she may not be technically, I guess, an athlete per se, but it's just one of those things that you wish that all athletes would remember. Whenever they have life so easy, a lot of them, that someone facing such horrible obstacles wants to put her quote-unquote teammates first. It's pretty astounding.
Oh, absolutely. And what's even more astounding was our very smooth segue from Slayer to Lauryn Hill. And also, we're out to break. We're going to wrap it on up with a little bit longer fourth segment, and we'll be talking about fantasy football, our pick six, and our picks recap. And then Claire's dating advice corner. A lot of good stuff. I'm going to grab some tissues. Claire vs. Carlson SHOW, BRB.